everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the most awaited part, which is a type of questions. So basically see, I divide your questions into three categories. One being direct question, another being indirect question, third being your numericals part. Okay? Now depending upon your subject, of course you know whether you have a numerical or not, and if you have a numerical, then what is the weightage. Anyways, the main core intention of this specific video is to discuss about your direct and your indirect questions. Okay, let me be very clear. This specific video will be into three parts. The first part, which is right now what you are seeing, is going to be commonly applicable for everyone irrespective of the module that you are writing. The part 2 will be specifically for group 1 students, that is for company law, and then the part 3 will specifically be for group 2 students, wherein I will be taking up CMSL questions. So what are we going to do? I will be taking up, I have already given you the details on the oral part, as in how do you answer this, like what should be your answer structure, what content should you write, etc. This has already been taught to you, I guess twice or thrice orally. Now I felt in order to register it in a very proper and diligent manner in your minds, it will be better if I give you a written thing. So what I did is, I have taken up one direct question, one indirect question, say from company law. So in the part 2 video, I will be showing you the direct question and then the answer that I have given for that specific direct question. In that specific video, I will tell you how did I structure the answer, where did I start, where did I stop. So this specific point will be a stepping stone for you all while determining your answer. I have heard from a few students that we do not know how to start and at what point do we stop. So specifically part 2 and part 3 of those videos will help you to analyze कि कितना आंसर लिखना है, कहाँ लिखना है, कैसे लिखना है. The intention is to fulfill that specific criteria. Now talking about part 1, wherein this specific part wherein I will be teaching you कि direct question है तो how are you supposed to answer. कहीं ना कहीं somewhere around 70% is what you have already done, but you have not written introduction, conclusion, etc. So the intention is to talk about those specific things right now, and then indirect में 5 चीज़ें आती है तो क्या content लिखना चाहिए ये बताना इस intention है. ठीक है, let us start rolling now. Type of questions. First I have my direct question. Now direct question में क्या होता है, I have asked you, say for start 5 days you have already written direct question, wherein the question is very clear कि ये it's like talk about this provision, talk about that provision, etc. So what are you going to do? You generally as a student directly step on to main answer rather than writing the introduction. Please remember, introduction should be for 5 points, main answer should be for 7 points, and conclusion if you are writing should be in 3 lines. I hope this specific part is very clearly visible to you, wherein the conclusion is purely optional. Now talking about the introduction, see how do you structure your answer. Say I have asked you who is a director and what is DIN. This specific question falls under category of direct question. So people generally write कि director कौन है, उसके दिन के बारे में सब कुछ points लिखने आ जाते हैं. That is your main answer. First your introduction should be director. Now ma'am, who is a director has already been asked. Yes, agreed. अगर वैसा है तो ये 5 points. पहले introduction में you always give the title called introduction. You give me 2 to 3 points over here or 5 points based upon the question that has been asked. Say main answer में 10-12 points है तो introduction को cut down करके 3 लिखो, नहीं तो general standard introduction should be for 5 points. You write introduction for 5 points, go on to your main answer and then come to the conclusion. Conclusion is always and always purely optional depending upon the question being asked. से अभी जो मैं क्वेश्चन पूछी कि हु इज़ अ डायरेक्टर एंड व्हाट इज डिन, यहाँ कंक्लूजन हैज़ नो स्कोप. बट से आई एम आस्किंग मिस्टर डी इज़ अ पर्सन who has not come into any of the meetings, board meetings throughout 12 months. Is he disqualified or not? So यहाँ पे इंट्रोडक्शन में ऐसे वाले क्वेश्चन आर स्टिल डायरेक्ट. यू आर गोइंग टू राइट इंट्रोडक्शन में प्रॉपर डायरेक्टर कौन है, यू विल राइट डायरेक्टर का डेफिनेशन, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स का डेफिनेशन, देन डायरेक्टर के लिए बेस्ड रोल्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ क्या आ जाती है, एंड देन मेन आंसर पे यू शुड स्टार्ट विद सेक्शन 164 वेर इन यू टॉक अबाउट ऑल द डिस्क्वालिफिकेशंस एट्सेट्रा. And specifically if you feel कि 167, because 167 talks about this specific part, then quote 167 में ये type पे vacation of office हो जाता है. Conclusion में you are going to write that Mr. D, because he has not admitted himself in any of the board meetings, he has to vacate his office under 167. That's it. Conclusion should be very precise, very crisp and clear. It should not go beyond 3 lines. So conclusion is like the summary part of whatever intentions you have done. So introduction is always 5 points. अगर main answer बहुत ज़्यादा है तो introduction 3 to 4 points is fine, but the title introduction should always be there. Then main answer का title is not the main answer, but say disqualification was the question asked. So disqualification or vacation under 167, disqualification under 164, ऐसे करके you should write, and conclusion is the third heading that you should give. Now specifically to give you more clarity as to what this should be, etc., please refer to part 2 or part 3 respectively. And if you're someone who's writing both the modules, then refer to part 2 and 3 along together, I mean both of them together. Next, moving on to indirect question, it should be answered into 5 types. First is your given facts. Understand, given facts should be something which is written in 3 lines, and this is nothing but your summary of question. Now I'm not going into too many details for this specific part. Part 2 and part 3 already has a lot of details which are to be told, so I'm only giving you the briefing right now, and the proper question description etc. will be done in part 2 and part 3. Please refer that. Given facts में you are going to summarize your question in 3 lines. Ma'am, question बहुत बड़ा था, maximum to maximum 5 lines. Don't waste your time more than that. Given facts में you generally write 3 lines. Maximum, if you want to write 5 lines. And what do? You summarize about the question that has been given to you. The next part is nothing but provisions of law. Provisions of law is nothing but what you have actually read. Question, so depending on the question, the provisions that are applicable, you should write those provisions. And यहाँ कहीं ना कहीं you write language of law. Interpretation is nothing but summary of provisions. So provision of law is कि लॉ कौन सा स्पेसिफिक सेक्शन, कौन सा स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजन, रेगुलेशन एक्सेट्रा इज अप्लीकेबल इन दिस गिवन केस. इंटरप्रिटेशन में व्हाट डू? प्रोविजन ऑफ लॉ इज कहीं ना कहीं इन लीगल लैंग्वेज. इंटरप्रिटेशन इज व्हाट यू अंडरस्टूड फ्रॉम दैट स्पेसिफिक पार्ट दैट हैज बीन टोल्ड इन द क्वेश्चन. Then comes, and तो उसी लिए I have told, given facts is nothing but summary of question. Interpretation of law is nothing but summary of provision. Turning to application of law. When you talk about application, अभी तक provisions में you told कि law क्या बोलता है, interpretation में you told what you understood from the law. Application में you will tell कि ये जो specific provision है, how does it fit in your specific case. तो उसके बारे में you will have to write कि fit in your specific case के बारे में application. And conclusion is nothing but this is my summary of application of law. And in the day one's video I've always told conclusion is nothing but your concluding thing, your punchline, which has to be very 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 strong, and kahin na kahin this has a higher hold on your entire answer. So indirect question has 5 types. One, given fact. Another, provision of law. Interpretation of law, application, and conclusion. Given facts is summary of question. Provisions of law is what you have learned throughout these many days, throughout the period, and what is applicable in the relevant case. Interpretation is वो जो laws language है, what do you understand from that part, what do you infer from it. Last is application of law कि भाई अगर अभी मैं इसको apply करने जाऊँ मेरे ये case में how does it fit in. And the last is conclusion. Conclusion will always be question में कहीं ना कहीं they will ask कि भाई इसको कुछ पेनलाइजेशन होगा नहीं होगा, ट्रेडमार्क मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, पेटेंट मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, एट्सेट्रा. तो यू विल हैव टू गिव अ समरी अकॉर्डिंगली. एंड कहीं ना कहीं समरी इज ऑलवेज बेस्ड अपॉन योर इंटेलेक्ट. सो प्लीज विथ प्रैक्टिस यू विल बी एबल टू ड्राफ्ट इट प्रॉपरली. एंड वेरी क्लियरली स्पीकिंग, अगर आप लोग के ये वीडियो में कहीं ना कहीं 70 to 80% is matching with what videos you get, then you are in a very good position. So what I am doing is I am giving you the part 1 today. Today you will get 2 questions. Next, the third part, another specific part, because we have to ace up our writing now. Looking at the time or the day we are at, we always have to now ace up. So one specific challenge that has been added is duration. So what are you going to do? Say you get a question of 5 marks. You have to complete it within 7 minutes. I agree and I understand that few of you may be able to do it, few of you may not be able to do it. So how are you going to do? You keep a timer in your phone for 5 minutes. ठीक है? नहीं, sorry, for 7 minutes. Keep a timer for 7 minutes. I am not asking you to stop whenever the clock strikes 7 minutes. I am asking you to put a timer for 7 minutes. Once your timer strikes 7 minutes, change your pen. Say you are writing everything with blue pen. Take out a green, take out a red pen, take out any color pen for that matter apart from blue and complete your answer. ठीक है? Understand the intention. आज से तुम लोग ये स्टार्ट करो, वेर इन you will put a timer for 7 minutes, start writing everything whatever is there, and as soon as the timer strikes 7, kahin na kahin thoda part of answer will be there, write it. After 3 to 4 days you'll realize the answer in the red color pen is decreased, and kahin na kahin say 10 lines were what you could write in 7 minutes, you wrote another 5 lines in the balanced tenure. So the after 5th 6th day you'll realize कि जो 5-6 लाइन्स थे मेरे रेड कलर पेन में हैज़ टर्न डाउन टू 4 or 3 लाइन्स, विच इज़ अ बिग अचीवमेंट. कहीं ना कहीं इफ़ यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग इन दिस मैनर, योर ड्यूरेशन वेर इन योर मेन एग्जाम यू विल बी एबल टू टैकल विथ योर ड्यूरेशन. सी एक इंसान का क्या हो जाता है, लिखते वक्त इनिशियल पीरियड में आर माइंड इज़ नॉट स्पेसिफिकली टॉकिंग कि हाँ इतने मार्क्स का आंसर इतने लाइन्स में हो जाना चाहिए, इतने टाइम में हो जाना चाहिए. वी राइट इट वेरी लीनियंटली, धीरे 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 करके लिखते हो, एंड देन टुवर्ड्स द एंड आफ्टर हाफ एन आवर you'll realize अरे बहुत सारा टाइम हो गया, 2.5 hours is pending. कहीं ना कहीं it goofs up your answer. So the intention is आज से ही if you practice with this 7 minutes thing, I'm not telling by end of 21 days you will always have everything in blue color, 0% in red color. नहीं, a few lines may still be there in red color, but the intention is कि half a para has turned down to 1 to 2 lines of red color or a changed color pen. That is the intention. So please start with a duration of 7 minutes for 5 marks question. Next, use a timer, complete your answer, and from today, as already mentioned, I will be giving you 2 questions in the same PDF, one direct and one case study. How are you going to deal with this? I have given you the general points. Look at the videos that have been given and cross check your answers. You will understand what should be done and what should not be done. I hope everything is clear and you carry out your answer writing on a very beautiful manner and do it very faithfully, please. I have noticed a few students have not been continuing this practice, not specifically aware of the reason, but do ensure that you do it. Bye.